Hi guys, it's Michael at White Mountain Adventure Guides here with another lockdown blog. I've just gotten off a Facebook chat about what to do with your feet, just to prevent blisters and things like that. And I was just absolutely aghast at the number of people who are recommending Compeed. Compeed is marketed in a particular way as if it's going to help your feet, and instinctively it would seem to be a solution. Unfortunately it's not, and I've got some bitter experience of this. When I was a Marine recruit, I was warned not to wear Compeed. That warning I completely ignored, and spent one day hiking about with the Compeed on and ended up with blisters. Unfortunately what then happened is this happened quite early on, and when I went to take the Compeed off, I tore the blister off as well. I then had still another 48 hours worth of marching about and running about and things like that, and it was almost, aside from being agonising, it was impossible to take proper care of my feet. My feet got infected, and I got, if I'm recalling correctly, I was basically medically downgraded for the rest of that weekend. Now, the advice had been from the beginning zinc oxide tape, and I have sworn by that ever since. When I'm breaking new boots, or I've not laced them correctly, because that's something else that I'll come to. Zinc oxide tape is an absolute godsend. It stops blisters, and even if you should get a blister, it's easy enough to take off that you won't damage the blister and you'll be able to keep it intact. There's other varying things about whether or not you pierce the blister, remove the fluid. Some people recommend keeping the blister sac essentially filled with fluids. That's way out with my remit. That's a personal comfort thing. I prefer to drain the blister, but I know some people who think it's better for your feet, and to be honest, that's probably more of a medical opinion. But in terms of looking after your feet, zinc oxide is the way to go. Go onto YouTube. I'm not going to pull out my horrible talons because they are disgusting. Years of abuse. If you go onto YouTube and and look up taping your feet to prevent blisters, you'll see essentially what happens is you start with a strip at the bottom of the foot. And you go right all the way up to the ankle, and then you sort of put strips round. That means that the rubbing of the boot won't sort of remove the tape at the same time, as well as preventing the blisters. And it also looks at other wee hot spots and things. I always get them in my heels, never anywhere else. So, big mountain leader. I'm out in the hills all the time. I train hard. I run in boots, run in military boots, and I'd never get blisters. And the reason I don't get blisters, apart from the second fact, is I wear zinc oxide tape. I never ever wear Compeed. Anytime I do, I end up with horrific blisters. It simply doesn't work. The second thing I'm going to talk about is how to lace your boots. Now, I'm not talking about how you tie the lace at the top. What I'm talking about is taking all the lacing out and effectively relacing the boot to create some movement, some more natural movement, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. So I don't know if you can see this, but you'll notice that I've only tied at the bottom here, large space, and then there's some around the ankle. Effectively, this was told to me by a Royal Marine PTI colour sergeant, and his advice was sort of working. So if you've got 9 loops, do the first 3, miss out 3, then do the top 3. And I used to get horrific blisters. I used to get horrific compartment syndrome in my calves when I was running my boots. It really, it's why my Royal Marine career never went anywhere, and I'm a bloody naval officer now. It just didn't work. But obviously wanted to do my commando tests again. I've been running in this new sort of setup. Now, not only is it set up quite nicely for the fact I've got high arches, but it stops me getting blisters when I go in the hills. You know, I've got it on my winter mountaineering boots, I've got it on my general hiking boots, on my trainers, everything, and I stop getting blisters. I don't have so many problems with my feet, and it's just an excellent way to go. There are different varieties, different ways that you can lace up your boots, and I'll put a link onto my Facebook page for you to see that, as well as probably the good YouTube videos about how to tape your feet properly. But when we get back out there, you know, a lot of us won't have done very much. Our feet won't be in the kind of prepped way that they might be if you're out all the time. And that brings me to one last thing: surgical spirit. No, just no. Okay. An odd thing should happen to your feet as they get toughened up. First of all, they become all calloused. What then happens is actually it becomes quite soft as your body's effectively conditioned to, you know, taking the pounding, as it were. Surgical spirit, again, not me, another Royal Marine story. Somebody absolutely swore by it, went out, and effectively what ended up happening is a big chunk of his flesh, the hard bit that was hardened by the surgical spirit came off, but there's still all the soft flesh underneath, and it just came apart. You know, that was a guy completely down, and you know, I don't know what happened to his career after that, but that's a long way to come back. You know, essentially a chunk of flesh coming off your foot. So, zinc oxide, not compete. Relace your boots, yes. Surgical spirit, chuck it out. You know, find other uses for it. Don't put it anywhere near your feet. Let your body's natural response to walking, to running, to things like that take over, and be a bit patient about it. You know, there's no reason to rush into try and get your feet ready. But the zinc oxide and relacing your boots will speed up the process somewhat until your feet just get into a position where, you know, they can really just deal with whatever's thrown at them. Okay, alright guys, take care of yourselves, and I'll hopefully see you all out in the hills. Be reminder again, I'm always available for you know, guiding you up in the mountains. If you want to do a sort of 1 or 2 day navigation course, happy to do that. But the big marquee thing that we're trying to push at the moment is the Summer Mountaineering Foundation course. It will cover absolutely everything that you require to be safe out in the hills. It's based on the military version provided by GSMTC, which I provide as a military ML. It's fantastic, it's a great course, and your navigation levels will just go through the roof, as well as just learning wee hints and tips to make life easier and safer up in the hills. Okay guys, keep safe, see you on the other side.